Okay, hi love, we're live. So today we are on with CISSP Soldiers Daily Bullet episode 2, right? So
Yes.
uh, with me is Love. Love is also going to be part of this uh, podcast, and we will be taking a 40 minutes session every day to discuss CISSP topics broadly and discuss few questions to get into the CISSP mindset. So till
Right.
such time, uh, I'll think people join. I think we will give our link on our this thing on our channels. Let people join, and
Yeah.
then we will, probably start our today's. Okay, so let people start joining. Okay, and then we will go ahead. Okay. Right. So, love, what are we discussing? And let's start off. And without
Yeah.
wasting much time, those who
Yeah.
have missed our earlier podcast, we are starting a daily podcast on CISSP preparation. It will be conducted every day, Monday to Friday, 5 to 5:40 p.m. roughly. Okay, and we'll daily in a sequence for next 40 days daily. We will discuss CISSP topics so that it helps with our mission of achieving 1 lakh CISSPs in next 5 to 10 years. That's our aim. So, Love, you can start on with our today's discussion points, and then
Yeah.
we will take on as our expertise is.
Right. So today, very important topics, and especially for anybody who is starting their journey in CISSP, because today we are covering the fundamentals. For example, what is information system? What is information security? What is the main goal of information security? CI triad, non-repudiation. All the fundamentals today we are covering. So anybody who is watching this session is building up your fundamentals towards CISSP today. So, sir, starting with what is information systems first of all.
Okay, so whenever you start your CISSP journey, it's very important to understand information systems versus cyber systems. Okay, so please understand that you are not dealing only with cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is a part of overall information security process. Right now, the first main point, always remember that information security comprises of different hardware, software, people who are dealing with it, processes which are dealing with it, data which is required to be processed. Okay, so information consists of data and intelligence, then only it becomes information, and various systems and people who will be processing this information will form part of the information systems. And to protect this information systems, to protect the people, the processes, and the technologies involved becomes the overall information security process. Okay, now, the first aspect in CISSP is information security is there for business. It's not the other way around.
Right.
Business is not there for security. Security is there for business. That means you have to align the information security objectives with the overall goals, business goals, and strategy of the organization. And it's not a bookish knowledge in real life. Also, if you are in information security, you're not there someone who is sitting and, you know, just laying out rules and policies. No, it's your aim is to make business survive in today's information security threat scenarios, right? So number one point, the number one learning from domain one is information security exists to protect the interest of the business, to further the aim of the business, to make it more profitable. Okay, that's the main aim of information security objectives in your organization, right?
Yeah, can I also say that is acting as a business enablement in the business objectives rather
Yes, it
than
has to be an enabler.
yeah. Okay, okay. Then after that, sir, what do we mean by information security?
Okay, so information security is security of these people, processes, and technologies. Okay,
Okay,
which will be involved with the information systems. That will involve hardware, that will involve software, that will involve your processes which you have created, that will involve various systems which you have procured. Wherever processing is happening. Okay, it's not just cyber controls or IT controls. It's not applicable only to IT. Okay, so information
Right.
security, you can have best of controls, as I say, but you have an internal threat who takes off all with all the information, in your hard disk, takes out the hard disk, just walks out of the office, right? So information security is protection of all the risks to the business information assets. So
Okay.
what the question should come is, what are information assets? So information assets is all
Yeah.
hardware, all software, okay, all people, all processes, all technologies that's dealing with the overall information system of the organization.
Okay. Okay. Then, sir, after that, the thing comes to mind is what is the main goal of information security then?
So that's what
Protection of
we
the asset.
already discussed,
Yeah.
right? No, the main thing is to further the business objective. As I
Okay.
always say,
Okay.
that
Okay.
if you do not further the business objective, if you do not align with the business organizational analysis, so whenever you are, even in real life, if you're going to a new organization, you've been appointed as an information security manager or a CISO. Okay, the first thing you do is you do an organizational analysis. You do, like, how my organization works, what are the good part, what is the bad part. You try to do a general analysis, and it's very important for you to carry out business organization analysis, right? So once you do a business organization analysis, you come to know, okay, who are the main people who are running this organization, who are the key people. Okay, then you start analyzing that, what are the weaknesses, right? And then you understand, where does this organization stand, and then you say, okay, what is the organizational objective? So it's very important for a security professional to understand the business objective. Now what question arises is, what is the business objective? Okay,
Yeah.
now different organizations will have different business objectives. An organization which provides movies through web applications like Netflix, for them, one of the objectives could be uh, seamless customer experience while watching movies.
No disruptions.
No disruptions, right? In case that is their objective, then that means Netflix is going to have a very, very highly available network systems that
Yes.
can stream movies in real time, okay,
Yes.
without any interruptions. uh, for an organization which protects the national interest of a nation state, okay, say like I was in the armed forces, for us it was very important that critical assets were safeguarded. So for us, probably information availability was not important, protection of the information, critical information and assets, which was more important. So that's why I say, what is the criticality, right? So align with that criticality.
Okay. Coming from a live example from a CISO's perspective, sir, I have seen this happening in industries myself. As a CISO, sometimes we see a lot of risks, like actually a business going towards a public cloud and things like that, where we see a lot of insecurity. So we do guide the management as well. There would be some risks in order to, comparing with the private cloud, comparing with the public cloud. So in that scenario, completely understand that CISO's job is to support the business and enable the business. But what if the business is not ready to put in the security measures because of budget constraints and all that? So what will happen in that case?
So see, firstly, it is very important for involvement of the top management if you want to drive security in your organization. Now that's one very important lesson in CISSP and in real life. Okay, first important lesson is, security has to be driven from the top. And the top means not the people who are handling security, it is the people who are handling the businesses, it is the people who are responsible for running the business, it is the people who understand that in today's world, information security risk is a priority risk, and it should form part of the overall risk management process. Okay,
Okay.
and there is
Okay.
someone qualified to handle that. Okay, and from there comes the role of information security governance. We will discuss governance in the later
Right.
part of today's podcast, right?
Right.
So first we should understand, what is information systems, what is information security, and what is the major goal or objective of information security, right?
Right, right. So now, since we're discussing about information security, main focus area, definitely we come across CI triad, right? I think it's the foundation principles of information security. So from my understanding, what I understand is confidentiality is basically making sure that the data is protected and only somebody who is authorized is able to access the data. Is that all, sir, or is it more to that?
No, not data. So once we are talking about information security, you're talking about information asset. Okay,
Assets. Okay,
you're
okay,
not only talking about data, you're talking about
okay,
information asset. So what is an
okay.
information asset? Information asset could be data, it could
Yes,
be a system which is holding the data, it could
yes,
be a person who is managing that system which is holding the data, it could
yes.
be process which enables this person to do his job or his task on the information asset which is being protected. So you
Right,
see, whenever we talk about CISSP, we're talking about information assets and not data alone. Data in
right,
itself has no value unless there is intelligence on top of it. So when we talk
right.
about CIA triad, we say that confidentiality, integrity, and availability form the three main pillars of how you protect information and
Okay,
associated assets, right?
okay, okay.
So first is confidentiality. Now you can explain what is confidentiality.
Yeah, as I said, sir, like only somebody who is authorized to access that information and information assets, only those particular individuals or subjects should have access to the object. It's my
Okay.
understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So confidentiality deals with any kind of unauthorized disclosure.
Okay.
Keyword.
Okay.
Keyword for if you want to protect the confidentiality of information asset, you're basically dealing with unauthorized disclosure
Okay.
because a, a information asset will be accessed by many people and it's your responsibility that you do not disclose it. So somebody might disclose it or somebody might try to disclose it.
Right.
That means the main aim of confidentiality is to prevent unauthorized disclosure. And how do
Okay.
you prevent unauthorized disclosure? You prevent unauthorized disclosure by only providing access to the asset to only authorized individuals or authorized subjects.
Right. Right.
That means confidentiality ensures that there is no unauthorized access to the information asset.
Right. Right.
Right, the next comes integrity. So integrity is you're trying to maintain the consistency of the information asset. Now consistency means that it should not change its form.
Okay.
Okay, now, and if it has to change its form, it has to change its consistency, then it should be done only by authorized subjects.
Okay.
Right, you might have information asset, you need to change it, so only authorized subjects are able to change it. You
Right.
do not let anyone unauthorized to change the intent or the consistency of the information. Right,
Okay.
now one more important part in integrity comes is when you are looking at integrity, you should always remember that you do not allow even the authorized subjects to make any unauthorized changes.
Okay.
Okay, means if I'm authorized to access a data and I'm trying to make some unauthorized changes, integrity controls should not allow me to change the integrity of the information asset. That's a very important concept, and from
Yeah.
there arises non-repudiation. Now
But sir,
if
one second. Sorry to interrupt. If I'm authorized, then I can definitely access. Why would somebody stop me then if I'm authorized?
you're accessing, but what if you are making an unauthorized change?
But
Say I am,
yeah.
yeah, say I am a I want to pass. So I was in the army, I give examples from the army. I want my troops to attack a enemy location at 6:30 p.m.
Right.
Okay, and a spy is sitting who has been able to gain my trust, and he
Right.
also has access to that information. So he goes and changes it to 7:30 p.m. and this information goes to the attacking troops who are going to launch the attack.
Right.
What will be the consequence? The consequence is I wanted the attack to go at 6:30, but the attack was launched at 7:30. My troops will get defeated because there is a change in the integrity of the information. So that
Yes.
means even authorized entities should not be allowed to make any unauthorized change, right?
Okay.
Now from here arises the concept of non-repudiation. Now if I am
Okay.
authorized to access and I
Hmm.
do a unauthorized change, I can repudiate. I can refuse that. I never touched the information and made changes. So from here comes the concept of non-repudiation. Means if you have made changes, then you should not be able to refuse that I did not make any changes. So
Right.
that is why non-repudiation is a correlated concept with integrity. Okay. So
Okay.
whenever you are trying to preserve the integrity of an asset, always remember of an asset, always remember that you should protect the repudiation controls. You should always look at repudiation controls, right?
Right.
So that's why non-repudiation and uh, this thing goes together. Okay,
Okay.
right.
So we can trace the person back by using logs and all, right, sir? If we want to, trace
That's
back
why
who did that.
logging is, yes,
Yeah.
that's why logging is very important when you are
Right.
trying to establish integrity controls. And protection of the logs is also very important, because if I am
Right.
an internal threat, I would like to do an unauthorized task and would like to delete the logs or even change the logs to
Right.
prove that
Right.
I have not done it,
Right. Right.
right?
Okay.
And finally is availability, right? What is availability means, love, you can explain.
Availability is very simple, sir. It is in order to make sure that whatever information is out there, it has to be available for the intended recipients who are authorized. They should be able to access it as and when required. The information should be available.
Right. So if you see availability is a very important metric. Okay. Now,
Yes.
if I am a attacker on your information asset and I come and destroy that information asset, and a lot of people are dependent on that information asset, okay, they will have a lot of loss. So
Right.
imagine if you want to access my you know social security details. You are a bank trying to access my social security details from the UIDAI platform, and
Right.
UIDAI just crashes, okay,
Yes.
and it's not available. Or you have paid, you know, $20, $25, $30 to watch a movie on Netflix. You're planning a get together with your wife today evening, opened up a bottle of wine, and you sit down and you open your Netflix and it's not working. It's just doing wait, wait, wait.
Yes.
Now, this is where the availability metric becomes very, very important. Now,
Yes.
Netflix may not be at fault. Why? Because Netflix is running fine. What about some rat which has walked into your house and eaten up the optical fiber cable of the internet which was coming to your house?
Yes. Definitely.
So, who is to blame? Is Netflix to blame? So always remember, when availability of information systems come into picture and when you are doing that risk assessment, you have to go right till the end point. And that's why
Yes.
at times, you know, the Netflix will come up with advisory that please check your internet connection first before blaming us.
Yes. It does say that.
Because
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so because it will say that, hey, you do not have a network, why are you blaming us? So
Yes.
availability somewhere down the line is a very, very important metric for businesses for whom uh, non-availability of their services affects their revenue very, very badly. Now imagine
Right.
if I am the CEO of Amazon shopping application and we are going to have a Black Friday sale, and we assume that billions of people are going to come on our platforms and are going to buy. That means the backend team is working consistently day and night. You don't know how Amazon's backend team works for this Black Friday sale. Hundreds of thousands of engineers are consistently preparing the back end to
Yeah.
cater to the rush which is going to be there for the Black Friday sale
Right.
or any Amazon major sale, because for them at that point in time availability is a very, very big metric.
Right. Right.
And if I want to buy something on Black Friday sale and the application is not working, what's the point? There's going
Right.
to be a reputational loss.
Right.
This is how you have to view availability. And availability is a very big metric in organizations whose revenue depends on the metric of availability. Now, any unwanted or a wanted attack on availability can have some very, very great grave consequences. So if a hacker is able to launch a distributed denial of service attack on your application on Black Friday sale, it's going
Right.
to cost you money, right?
Right.
So that's why CIA triad, all three together form the pillar of information systems security, right?
Right. Right.
And all three are dependent on each other,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and the dependency is called access control.
Okay.
Okay, so whenever you're measuring information system security, look at what is the effect on confidentiality, integrity, availability, and to maintain these three, you need access control,
So we
right?
have a question, sir. You want to take it right now or at the end?
Is it on LinkedIn or it's on YouTube?
It's YouTube.
Okay,
Sayed Oman is asking how CIA can be achieved.
so CIA can be achieved. That's a later part of the story. So CIA can be achieved, using something called risk assessment. You need to find out what is your risk. Okay, what is the risk to confidentiality, what is the risk to integrity, and what is the risk to availability. And once all these three, you are aware of the risks, and what is more important, is availability more important or confidentiality more important or integrity more important. Depending that, you will analyze the risk, and then you will implement safeguards or controls. So you implement CIA using, of course, controls. And what are those
Right.
controls? Access controls,
Right.
right?
Out of all these three, sir, if I ask you, out of confidentiality, integrity, and availability, which one do you think is the most important pillar?
It again depends on, all three are interrelated, right?
Okay.
Though generally confidentiality sits on top. Okay, if you see
Okay.
CIA in a triangular fashion, for different organizations it is different. For Amazon, their application, they will rate availability as one of the major metric. For any credit card data which Amazon is collecting during the transaction, at that point in time the credit card information will have more confidentiality. Okay,
Right.
and once the data goes into their backend and it's being stored in the database, then integrity will be more important, because you do not want any transactional errors,
Right. Right.
right? Yeah.
Right. And one more thing, what are controls, sir? You slightly mentioned about controls, but what are controls actually?
Control is love, I want to slap you.
Okay.
Say, I want to slap you. Who's going to stop me? Okay. So if I want to
Yeah.
slap you, that's an attack. Somebody needs
Yeah.
to stop me from carrying out that attack.
Right.
That's a control.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It might be your dad. Your dad comes in between and gives me a box.
Right.
Right. That's a control.
Yeah.
Right. That's a safeguard. Or you might wear a helmet and say, okay, you can hit me.
Right.
Right. So any kind of a safeguard, any kind of a protection which can protect you from confidentiality harm, integrity harm, or availability harm becomes a control or a safeguard.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Safeguard generally protects. Safeguard, I'm guarding you. So the word itself is protecting your asset. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So, out of people who are watching sir right now, how much importance do you think this session would have in terms of the actual CISSP exam? If I talk about the fundamentals, would there be questions around that? I mean, definitely there would be questions around that. But
Yeah.
is this
So,
information
love.
so important?
So,
Yeah.
love. What we will do is, today we will also discuss a little bit about governance, right?
Yes.
And then we will
Yes.
take on roughly 5 questions. Okay,
Yes.
to explain to them how to answer questions during
I
CISSP.
think
Now
that
these
is
questions,
important. I think that
yeah,
is
so
important. Yeah.
yeah, so these questions have been picked up straight away from Cybex 10th edition, and I
Okay.
attribute these questions to Cybex 10th edition. Okay, Village Cybex 10th edition, and because otherwise it will be a copyright infringement. So these
Yes.
questions have been straight away picked up from Cybex 10th edition. Okay.
Yes.
Right. So today, before I peel off, I would like to discuss information security governance and how to manage information security in your organization, right? As per the ISC2 teaching. Okay, in your organization, you might follow something else. So if you look at how ISC2 CISSP treats this particular topic, that what is governance? Well, the first main importance is information security governance is driven from the top. Who is the top in an organization? So in bigger organizations, the top is the board of directors,
Board of directors. Yeah.
right? Always remember that. Now, in smaller organizations, you might have, in small
Senior management.
organizations, you
Yeah.
might have some kind of senior management, like in, uh, you know, just a second.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, so in smaller organizations, you might have a very small, management team, like a CEO managing everything. He's the CISO,
Right.
he's the CIO. So once it's an established organization, there will be a board of officers on the top. Below there will be an executive, you know body, and these are the bodies who are responsible for implementing security processes, and the top management is accountable to drive the security initiative. So
Right.
accountability is of the topmost manager. Now could be that topmost management could be, a board of officers or a board of directors in a bigger organization, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So they have to drive it top down. That is the first part. Second part is, you know, just a second. I'm receiving a call.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
I will
Go ahead, sir.
I'll just pause it. That's an
Yeah.
important call.
Yeah. By the time sir is having the call, if anybody has any questions, anybody is on the stream, please feel free to ask the questions in the comment section, and definitely we'll get back to you. A very important session. If you are watching and you are a CISSP aspirant, definitely keep on watching this podcast, because this podcast is very valuable to you, because we will be covering the entire CISSP course in this podcast, and anybody who is watching from day 1 to day 40 or 42, you will actually give a lot of understanding around the CISSP concepts. So very good to watch, guys. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, sir.
Right.
Go on.
Sorry, I this call was
Yeah.
urgent, so I had to take. Right.
No worries.
So, what I'm saying, love, that firstly, governance is responsibility of the top guys, and they drive it. Unless they drive it, it will never be successful. So in
Right.
organizations, security should be always be driven from top. So in CISSP, you will be definitely be tested whether you understand this concept or not. Okay, so that's a key. Second is, how do you show that you have proper governance structure in place? So the first aspect that you provide, okay, that you have a governance structure in place, is you define roles and responsibilities. Okay, and those roles and responsibilities could be: who is a security manager, who will be managing security, who will be a security engineer, who will be a custodian, who will be a system admin, who will be a security admin, who will be IT admin. Whatever roles and responsibilities need to be defined, okay, needs to be defined. That's one important part of the top management. Top management should know that, okay, security is a specialized vertical, and I should have proper roles and responsibilities. Okay, that's first
Okay.
part.
Okay.
Right. Second part is, you should have proper policies in place. Okay. Right. So you need to ensure that, to drive a large organization, or even a middle side, or even a small organization, people are aware that what is something which I have to do, and there is no escape. Okay.
Right.
And
Right.
that starts from a policy.
Right.
Right. So you need to have an information security policy, and from there, people will derive their system specific policy. Okay, somebody who's responsible for access control will build a access control policy. Somebody who's responsible for cloud security will build a cloud security policy. Somebody who's responsible for privacy will drive privacy security policies, right? So specific policies will be driven from the information security policy. That's the first part, roles and responsibilities. Second part, information security policy and system specific policy. What is the third part? Third part is to have some kind of planning parameters, some kind
Okay.
of plans. So what are these plans? So the plans is, once I'm responsible for driving security in an organization, I need to have a short term objective, I need to have a mid term objective, and I need to have a long term perspective. So
Strategic, operation, and
sh-
technical, right?
so short term is a objective,
Objective.
mid term is an objective, long term is a perspective.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay. Now, the long term perspectives are generally called strategic plans.
Strategic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Generally, they are long term plans, range from 3 to 5 years.
Right.
Okay. Now, to achieve this long term perspective, you need short term, in between
Yes.
stuff. Okay. You
Yes.
cannot just straight away do a long jump. You need to take baby steps and then long steps and then. So, something which you would like to achieve within next 1 year, 6 months to a year, right? Like if I want to achieve ISO 27001 certification for my company, right?
Right. Right.
I cannot do it in one day.
Right.
So in my long term strategy, I'm thinking, okay, I should be a company which is able to be established at a major cybersecurity company in the NCR and other northern zones of the country. That is my long term strategy. Could be okay. My midterm or tactical plan, okay, would be to get ISO 27001 certification. Why? Because I know without ISO 27001 certification, anybody who comes, I cannot prove that I am a cybersecurity company, because the start point would be, okay, why if you are a cybersecurity company and you're not 27001 certified, people will start having doubts. So what is the first thing
Yes.
we do? Okay, let's
Yes.
implement ISO 27000. So that's my
Yes.
tactical plan. And for
Right.
doing achieving the tactical plan in next 6 months to a year, I need short term plans.
Right.
So what are the short term plans? Operational windows.
Yes.
I need to get my information security policy in place. I need to put my roles and responsibilities in place, because those are the requirement of ISO
I
27001.
students
I
are
need to have a
1001.
risk
Yeah.
register in place.
Yeah.
So I have made a project management schedule given by you,
Right.
right?
Right.
You made a
Right.
PM schedule. You say, okay, our IS policy should be done by this. Our this should
Right.
be done by this. Our this should be done
Right.
by this,
Right.
right? So that becomes my planning parameters,
Right.
right? So it's very important to have a long-term strategy, a tactical plan, which is a midterm plan, somewhere generally 1 year, and a
Mm.
short-term plan, which are operational windows, and that's very testable on CISSP, right?
Sure.
And once you have once you have this planning in place, now the starting point for building your security apparatus would be to select a framework. That will be the starting point, okay?
Okay.
And then you select a framework. Now these are not independent, actions. All this happens in churns, but for exam you need to put it in silos, right? But they're not in silos. This is something which is happening, churning is happening in an organization altogether, you know so the starting point as per the ISC2 or the CISSP exam is a framework. You need to start with a framework. Now, can you tell me, love, why should I start my security process with a framework? How does framework help you?
So framework will give you a direction, overall direction, what all needs to be done in order to protect your organization from the scratch. It gives you set of guidelines and rules that you can follow, step by step procedures. It will give you a complete understanding of what needs to be done to have a mature establishment of information security governance in any organization. That's why we have NIST frameworks and ISO 7001 being adopted. Yeah.
Right. So, love, when I was preparing for, when I was moving out of the army, okay, we had our own framework. So, when I was coming out, I was not aware of the frameworks which are available outside. And once I
Okay.
prepared for CISSP, I came to know about so many frameworks. Okay, if I want to deal
Yes.
with a client in US, and who is in the government space, I need to apply NIST SP 853. Okay,
Yes.
if I'm any organization wanting to deploy cybersecurity controls, I can use NIST CSF. It is
Right.
voluntary. Okay.
Right.
I am an organization who wants to prove that I have information security processes in place. I adopt ISO 27001 family of controls or family of standards. Now,
Right.
ISO 27001 gives you a wide variety for cloud, for privacy, for ISMS, okay, for
Yes.
BCDR. There's so many of them, right? Uh, I will come to questions later, so
Yeah.
let me
Yeah.
not break my
Yeah. It's okay.
thought
It's
process,
okay.
right?
It's okay.
So
It's okay.
so once the policy, once the framework is in, I have a framework in place, right? I can now scope it and tailor it to meet my requirements, to meet my needs, right? So so that I do not wave around. I do
Right.
not go out of various
It gives a
things.
direction. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
gives a direction, right? And
Right.
it's
Right.
not strict. It's not that you have to
Right.
do A, B, C, D, E. It tells you this is what you should look at. Now, no framework will ever tell you deploy a data loss prevention system or deploy a firewall. A framework will always tell you what is your network security arrangement, what is your endpoint security apparatus, right?
Right.
That
Right.
would be something which you will be looking at,
Right.
right? So a framework is a good point to start from, right? So I think this is where I will end my class today, okay? And we will talk more about security management and tomorrow, right? So I'll take on few questions. What will be the duration of this session daily? Roughly 40 to 45 minutes daily for next 40 to 45 days. I would
Monday to
cover the
Friday.
complete, yeah,
Yeah.
Monday to
Monday to
Friday
Friday.
only, not on weekends,
Yeah.
right? And we will every day touch topics and do some questions to get into the CISSP mindset. The second question, MLH Beauty says, is the policy not developed based on standards? Why is choosing a framework coming later than policy development? No, I never said that. You are interpreting that, Beauty. I said you should have a starting point, okay? And any framework you choose, they will tell you to have an information security policy.
Yes.
Okay, you choose any framework, whether you choose ISO 27001, whether you choose NIST, everybody will start with saying that please have an information security policy. Now you
Yes.
tell me, a framework is a framework. It's a frame.
It's a
You have
frame.
to
Yeah.
wear it.
Yeah.
Okay. And not that that doesn't mean if a framework is not there, you're not going to have an information security policy.
Yes.
Today I choose to not to have a framework. Can't I develop a policy?
Definitely you can. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, people get into words these days. So we understand. I don't want to have a framework,
Yeah.
but I will have a policy.
Yeah. But the right way is
You
to have the framework, sir. What do you say?
right way if you is to have a framework so that there's
Right.
standardization.
Yes. Yes.
Anybody can standardize,
Yes. Thank you, InfoSec
right?
Guru. We appreciate your comments. Sir, one question before you dwell into questions. We always say
Yeah.
that it should be a top-down approach. Senior management should always be towards information
Hmm.
security. They should know the
Hmm.
benefits of why we are doing this and all that. But
Yeah.
consider a real example. Let's say I'm a CFO of a company, right?
Hmm.
My
Hmm.
main job is to make sure that the company's investments and the financial things are on the right place.
Yeah.
Like to be honest, like I'm a CFO, like every day I'm doing that thing. Why would I be concerned about information security as a board member? Definitely it's a top down approach, I understand that, but how would it help me as a CFO, for example?
For a CFO,
Yeah.
uh, uh, see CFO, anyone, whether CFO, CEO, CTO,
Yeah.
what if I corrupt your financial transaction database? As simple. If there is a cyber attack, okay, and I corrupt your tally,
Yeah. Tally or ERP, whatever solutions you are using, SAP or Oracle, whatever. Yeah.
you don't understand the risks. I have to
Yeah.
understand your risks, right? So
Right.
for everyone,
Right.
it is important into today's world, right?
Right. Right.
What if I come and deface your web page, okay,
Yeah.
and you're a top-notch company, I deface your web page.
Right.
I can't do anything. You're so secure. I deface your web page,
Right.
right? So there are so many things that can go right and go wrong. So of course, the
Right.
senior management has to be aware. So I hope my
Right.
screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Right. So the first question is, love, confidentiality, integrity, and availability are typically viewed as, I will choose one color, you know, as
Yeah.
typically viewed as primary goals and
Primary
objectives of
goals.
a
Yeah.
security infrastructure. Which of the following is not
Not
considered? Now,
considered a
if you
violation.
go, if you will, so I'm not going to violate the NDA, but
Hmm.
there are many types of questions, and this is a major type. And this is called a negative question. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
wherein I'm not asking you what is confidentiality. I'm asking you what is not considered a violation of confidentiality.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so it's a reverse question. So
Right.
now means
Right.
I have to find answers which are violation of confidentiality. Now, what will happen if I steal passwords? Is there going to be a unauthorized disclosure?
Yes.
So this is a violation of confidentiality.
Yes.
If I if your network is wireless and you've not put a WPA2 or a 3 password, I can
Right.
easily log into your network
Right.
and now listen to your communications using Wireshark. So
Right.
is it an unauthorized access to your network, Glove?
Yes.
Okay, so this is also violation of confidentiality.
Right.
I come to your house and destroy your hardware. Is it a
Okay.
violation of confidentiality?
No.
No. So that means this is the answer, right?
Right.
Is not considered. But remember, in
Yeah.
CISSP, okay, no matter what, please rule out all answers. Let's go to
Okay.
option D. Social engineering that tricks a user into providing personal information to a false website. That means I'm trying to gain some information, unauthorized disclosure. So this is
Right.
also a violation of confidentiality. So ultimately,
Right.
this is my negative answer, which has been
Yeah.
asked. Therefore, I found the answer. Now, please
Right.
remember this is a simple question. Uh, in CISSP, you might have multiple answers which are right, but you have to
Right.
firstly rule out all the other answers. That's very, very important. Okay,
Right.
let's go to
Right.
question number two. Question number two says
And
secure.
one thing, sir.
Yeah,
Only one
yeah,
thing. People who are watching, I think they are also providing the answers. So definitely, if you know the answer, please put it in the comment box, and definitely you see us also, right? Don't wait
yeah,
for us. If you know the answer, feel free to add it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You can just keep on answering, right? I'll just
Yeah.
keep
Yeah.
explaining because we have
Yeah.
limited time in our hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Second question is security governance requires a clear understanding of the objectives of the organization. I discussed that, right? That you need to
Yeah.
understand the business objective as the core concepts of security. Which of the following contains the primary goals and objectives of security? So I give like 15 seconds for people
Hmm.
to answer, and then we will
Yeah.
see that,
Yeah.
what is
So
the.
people are appreciating this format very much. I think we should focus more on questions and answers. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Right. So whether a network border perimeter is the primary goal and objective of security, is it?
Mm, I would say so. No.
Okay. So you are doubtful. So I'll say question
Yeah.
mark.
Yeah.
The CIA triad means I'm going to protect everything that falls under the concept of security, whether it's the physical assets, information assets, anything, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is also a possible answer. This
Yes.
is also a possible answer, but a question mark.
Yeah.
AAA services. Can you tell me what is AAA services, love?
Triple A services. Authentication, authorization, and accounting, sir.
Right. So that forms part of what? Access control?
Yes, it's all part of access control.
Right. So isn't protecting access control a goal and objective of security?
Yes, it
This
is.
is also right answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Ensuring that subjects' activities are recorded. What will happen if I record the subject's activities?
Non-repudiation.
Okay. So that means somewhere I'll require logging, right?
Yeah, you require logging.
So is that also a objective of security for you?
Yeah.
Okay. But now, then which one is the right answer?
I would say
Which
B,
one is
sir,
the
if you ask me. Yeah.
why?
Because it is inclusive of A, C, and D altogether, right?
Everybody is part
Yeah.
of this
B.
answer,
Yeah, right.
right? Everyone is part of
Wow,
this
this is
answer,
interesting, sir. Even I'm learning something new. Very good, sir.
right?
Yeah.
So Somebody might say, oh, I was right. Now
Yeah.
CISSP is testing that do you have the inclusive answer or not. So inclusivity
Yeah.
is a very major thing which you have to, because many times people who fail, he said, I did everything right, how can I fail?
Right.
Because
Right.
you did not assess that there was an answer bigger than the answer you chose.
Right. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And all of
The
you
third
had
question.
B were right. Many people had B actually, sir. Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
guys for participating. Yeah.
Right. Right. I can't see the screen, so
Yeah. It's okay.
I'm
It's
not able
okay.
to assess that.
I'll manage. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, question 3 says Jamie recently discovered an attack taking place against his organization that prevented employees from accessing critical records. Now, whenever you are reading questions in CISSP, firstly read once, then twice, and then thrice. Because when you prepare for CISSP, what will happen is your reading speed is going to increase. Okay, so you will read it very fast. So it's okay. What is the keyword? The keyword is accessing critical records. So immediately, what should click in without even reading the answers? Does it affect availability? So this question is going to focus on availability. Now my mind is ready. So what element of CIA triad was violated? Was it identity? No. Was it availability? Yes. Was it encryption? No. Was it layering? No.
Right.
Because somebody came and prevented employees from accessing. That means I've launched a denial of service attack, and denial
Right.
of service means it is going to affect availability. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Now this is
Good
an
answers,
interesting.
Femi, Abhishek, Fahintola, Sanjay, and MLH. Thank you.
Right. Now there comes the next question.
Yeah.
Optimally, security governance is performed by board of directors, but smaller organizations may simply have the CEO or CISO perform the activities of security governance. Which of the following is true about security governance? Now this is where I want maximum input from the people who are
Audience.
attending the class today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Audience is open for you. Come on.
Yeah, audience should answer this. This is an interesting question.
Yeah. This is now CSSP level is coming up.
This is a CISSP level question.
Yeah. And just imagine somebody who is watching for till 40 days, see the amount of preparation that you guys are getting out of here. Come on, guys. Beat wrong also. Give it a shot. Come on, Abhishek, Sanjay, MLH. Okay. Stephens has come with B as the answer. Okay. Let us wait for another 20 seconds, sir. Stephens
Yeah,
has
yeah.
come with B. Wow. This is interesting, sir. Sanjeev Khanna also B. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Fahintola C. Abhishek C.
Okay.
Purushottam Sethi D. Oh wow, it's a mix now, sir. Everybody is wanting to do something else.
Okay. Do you have any more answers? Then I will start.
MLH is saying,
Explaining.
please give us some time to digest the question.
We won't. That's what, man. You have to put
That is the
yourself in
beauty. Yeah,
tremendous
because
stress. Yes.
in the real time also it will be like this only, right, sir?
Yeah, yeah. Of course.
It is like this only. Yeah.
This is still. This is a. I can tell you, all answers will look similar. This is what CISSP is. Everything
Wow.
looks similar. Okay.
Wow.
And I myself have gone in this question at times. When I was preparing, I remember.
Wow. That's why you throw this curveball today. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to throw this, and that's why first three questions were easier.
Everybody was thinking, oh, this is CSSP. Yeah, I'll be able to crack. Why is it so hard?
Oh, of course, they will be able to crack. Of course, why
Yeah.
not? I want everyone to crack CISSP,
Yeah.
and
So
that's why
MLH
this
has come
effort.
up with C. Okay. So now we have a
C.
mixer. B, C, D. Yeah. We have a mix.
Okay, so what is security governance? To be driven from top.
Yeah.
Okay, so the top is worried about what when they are doing, they're driving information security. What are the top? They're worried about whether they have the people ready for taking care of the security roles and responsibilities. Are the
Right.
processes there in place? Right.
Right.
Is the technology made available?
Right.
right? These are the three things they will ensure.
Right.
What is also, what also bothers the top? Does external oversight bothers the top or not?
In terms of what, sir? External oversight?
Regulator.
Yes, regulatory bodies, yes, laws and all, yeah.
So for if you know, whenever I go and meet my clients, they say, boss, this is a regulatory requirement,
Yeah,
I can't take a chance.
right,
Okay, the
right,
top guys, the CISOs, the CEOs, the CEO I have seen meeting me and saying, sir, we are bothered about the external oversight.
right,
What is the external oversight? The regulator. And now
right.
let's come to the answer. Now everybody will love to change their answer. Now, does anybody want to change their answers?
A lot of C's have started coming up since you have mentioned that, sir.
A lot of C's has started coming up.
Yeah, Sajeev Khanna C,
C.
Sachin Sharma C. Yeah, C. A lot of C's are coming.
Do you still want to change?
Okay, now here is a hint, guys. Come on, he's hinting you. That means it's not the right answer. Come on.
I don't know. We will evaluate that. I
It's
myself don't know.
becoming
I will read that.
interesting now, sir. Actually, yeah,
Okay, so let's go. Security
yeah,
governance ensures that requested activity or access to an object is possible. Okay, is your top management bothered about access? Because this
no,
is access control.
no,
It's a IT process
yeah,
or a physical process granting
right,
physical control. Operational. This is operational process, right? It
right,
needs to be done sincerely, right? But top management is not concerned about it, right? Or may not
right,
be directly executing that. It may not form
right,
part of the overall. It will form part of your security management, but not governance, right?
right.
Security governance is used for efficiency. Is security governance used for efficiency? Similar elements are put into groups, classes, or roles.
No,
This is
no,
abstraction.
yeah,
This is you are putting so abstract. Whenever you are designing security, you make it abstract. You do not
right,
want users to know what is the control.
right,
Like, if you are giving me an access card, this is my access card, I don't need to know what kind of security is behind. I just flash it at some place and the gate opens.
right,
Now, whether at the back end I'm recording what time did you enter, what time are you leaving, I don't know all that, right? But at the
right,
back end, you're putting some security controls. What time this guy came, what time this guy went. The moment I flashed my card, there is a snapshot of me being taken. What time did this guy enter? That might be creating evidence. So you are putting me into some kind of a abstraction layer. In security, we create a lot of groups and classes, roles, IT admins, system admins, they put admins into admins role,
right,
users into user roles. Now, this is something called abstraction. Okay. So this is not governance. Governance is not bothered about how you create abstraction in security controls. Okay.
right.
So A and B are out as of now. Now C is a challenging answer. Whether it's C or D, it has to be one of them. Security governance is a document set of best IT security practices. Till now, it looks good. That prescribes goals and requirements of security controls. Yes, looks good. And encourages the mapping of IT security ideals to business objectives. Very correct. It seems to be the right answer.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
But does security apply only to IT?
No,
It should apply to the all
whole
security practices.
organization.
So,
Yeah,
so if it was written all security practices, then
yeah,
I would have taken this answer as right.
right,
Okay.
yeah,
All security ideals to business objectives. Then C was right for me. So IT
right.
was a challenge for me. IT word was a challenge. The IT made me go away from this answer. Now let's analyze D. What does D say? D says security governance. Okay. Security governance seeks to compare the security processes and infrastructure used. So, security processes, P, infrastructure, T, technology, used within the organization with knowledge and insight obtained from external sources. Now, this is where it is trying to tell you that who is the external source? Regulator.
Regulatory
Regulator
bodies.
tells you
Yeah,
that do this, 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 this.
Right.
Okay,
Follow
and
this.
you
Yeah.
take insight from the regulator.
Right.
Does C now
Guidance.
sound a much more better answer?
D.
Sorry, D much sounds much more
Yeah.
better answer now,
Yes. Yes.
right?
D. Yeah. Right.
Right. So how many agree with me?
Abhishek Verma, Purushottam Sethi agree with you. Yeah.
Okay, great. So let's go to next question now.
Yeah.
Okay. So next question is, you have been tasked to craft a long-term security plan that is fairly stable. It needs to define the organization's security purpose. It also needs to define security function and align it with the goals, missions, and objectives of the organization. What are you being asked to create? What is the long-term plan?
Long term plan, I think strategic plans have we already discussed. Right.
Right, we
Yeah.
already discussed, right?
Yeah.
So this is a favorite question at times in CISSP to assess long-term is what, short term is what, midterm is what, right?
Yeah.
Midterms are tactical, short terms are operational plan. There is nothing called rollback plan. Rollback plan are part of
Yeah.
probably BCDR plans,
Right. Right. Right.
right?
Abhishek
So,
Verma, Fahintola, you're right. Yeah.
right. So with this, I come to end of today's session, right?
Right.
Uh, if you have any questions, please ask. Then we can take on those questions. Else, we will call it a day.
Yeah. If you want us to cover more questions, maybe in the next session, please point that out also. I think if somebody wants to have 10 questions rather than 5, we are happy to do that.
Right. So, guys, I'm done for the day. And if you have no more questions, then keep following us. And this will continue for next 40-45 days till we cover the entire CISSP exam, right? And the key points and how to analyze questions. Please analyze the questions in this manner. Whenever you're attempting a question, this should be the manner. You check the inclusivity, that which is an inclusive answer, which is, you first need to rule out the wrong answers and then choose the inclusive answer.
Right. Yeah. Abhishek is asking to please cover more questions. Yes, Abhishek. We'll try to do that.
You have to do with more questions yourself also, I guess. We'll try. Oh.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, MLH. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys, thank you everyone, thank you, thanks for attending and thanks for interacting. See you next time. Okay, thanks Femi, thank you so much. Okay, we'll be back tomorrow 5 p.m. India time. Take care, bye bye. Can you
Uh,
talk about maintaining certifications? I say, if you have put in so much of hard work uh, in getting the certifications, why not maintain them, at least the key ones, right?
yeah.
At least the key ones may not be the hands-on ones, right? And means my CCNA expired long, probably 1 year within, but the knowledge
Same
I
here.
gained from
Same
CCNA,
here.
it
Yeah.
is still
Yeah.
there, fresh
Exactly.
inside, because
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
other certification which helped me understand the complete network the way CCNA
No.
did. So I didn't maintain CCNA, but the
Yeah.
knowledge carries on,
Right.
right? Right. MLH beauty, what is the answer? Okay, I answered it, right? I hope.
Maybe the stream is delayed. That's why he's asking. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. CISSP, yes, you maintain. CISM, yes, you maintain. CISA, yes, you maintain. OSCP, yes, you maintain. AWS Solution Architect, yes, you maintain. Professional certification, AWS, yes, you maintain.
Right.
Right. But initial days, once I'm a CC by ISC2 certified, get CISSP, you don't have to maintain CC anymore. Right. Right, love. Let's call it a day. Okay. And
Yeah.
people
Thank you
are
so much, sir. Thank you
waiting.
for your time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take
Thank
care.
you,
Bye
everyone.
bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care.